Hey, this is the Make Sense Again American, where everything I say makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, you can contradict me, but it makes absolute sense to me. Anyway, let me begin. I'm going to go ahead and talk about how the white incel is being gradually brought up. They said that when you emasculate a man, if a female, you can emasculate him by having a female talk to him wrong, he cowers down, she slaps him, she's his boss, she threatens to fire him. She better not say, well, that's emasculating a man. He's like, God, I can't win with this woman, And sometimes she might even enjoy that power. And that's what emasculating a man is. Not showing him, guys in a dress. Has nothing to do with that gay shit. Just, the emasculating of a man. Well, let me tell you how these incels are being, I guess, spawned or gradually created. First of all, I had a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago, and there was a fellow across the street, and she's looking at him, and she's Hispanic, and she starts talking about with that chocolate skin, with the black and this and that, and I told her shut up, and I said, hey, stop talking. She called me a racist, and I said, man, you can't call me a racist, for one, because that don't work on Mexicans. And number two, my two sons are right here. Now, I'm not gonna let them go on their whole life feeling guilty for being brown. They're gonna go ahead and enjoy who they are, and we're gonna give them the confidence that they need and the pride that they have to grow up great kids into adulthood. I said, if you praise another man, how does that make my two sons feel? As a matter of fact, you have a son. I said, you're just gonna go ahead and just keep talking like that? What are you, an idiot? And it kind of, shed some light on her. But I was thinking, man, if I were a white guy, I wouldn't be able to say these things. I'm glad I'm brown, because I get to say what's on my mind. And there's the truth. There's no problem. You say black power, I say brown power or brown pride. And that's what I have. But it makes me just sit there and just, I guess, ponder on what it's like to grow up a white boy, even though I've never grown up a white boy. But man, they say the man's always bringing you down. The man's bringing you down. I believe it. I believe the white man is bringing the Christian white man down. Now I'm going to give you an example. By the way, she's still my friend. I just had to put her in check. And I told her, don't talk like that. I said, you think about what it does to a little boy. But think about what it does to you white boys. I was a long time ago. It was 1983, 84. I had a dirty magazine. And when I say dirty, man, it was a dirty ass magazine. It wasn't Playboy. So in this magazine was everything, and there were these, not articles, but yeah, there was articles, and it wasn't advertisement, it was articles, and I read one, and I enjoy reading. I'm a really good reader, and I enjoyed reading everything I got my hands on, and Anyway, what I did was I started reading this one story, and let's just call her Maybelline, and I could give her a real name, but I don't remember her. But I remember being a kid at 13, reading this magazine, and it was a lady named Hi, my name is Maybelline. I work at a diner, and every now and then my husband, I would tell him to come over and eat, but he'd say, no, I'm just going to stay home with the kids, and I can't wait for you to come home. And she said there was a busboy, and he was a black guy, and he was big, and he was muscular, and she was curious, and she would stare at him. And then one night when he thought I was working late, my husband thought I was working late, we went to the back room, and he rammed me, and it was amazing. And I've never been with a black guy. She was just going on and on about how much of a god he was. And I'm thinking in my head, who the hell does that? Well, first of all, there's no such thing, man. Back then, it was a smut magazine. And can you really imagine some woman being like, hey, let me go ahead and write an article to that magazine? No. They write to Cosmopolitan or Dear Abby or something, but they're not writing to that magazine. So that was obviously some white guy with a pen and pad writing this information down. But why? I mean, what is it about? Okay, the year was 1992. If there would have been social media back then, that magazine would be boycotted. Yeah, forget it. You know what? I'm not buying your material. But they bought the material. They read it and they bought next week's material. But I remember that. And I was like, I would boycott that material. I'd be like, no, man. You know what? Let the white woman buy your magazines. I'm done. And it's a form of emasculating a man with another man. Does that make sense? It's like they're emasculating him. And the trend is still going on today. from the pornos you watch, where the directors are like, let's get a black man. Where the commercials are like, well, we're going to do a mattress commercial with this pretty lady, and she's resting. Oh, you know what? Let's just get a black guy. Yeah, get the guy out. Take off your shirt and sleep next to her. There's interracial this, interracial that. Everything's interracial. Now, I'm not talking about true life, even though in true life, there's a lot of interracial couples. But growing up a white boy, continuously seeing this thing, and then growing up a white girl. Do you know that a white girl is actually called a racist for not dating outside her race? Like, she's a racist. That's like, and gays try that with us straight guys. Like, well, you're a homophobic if you don't want to date. They call me that. Okay. That's all I say. Then I guess I hate gays. Okay, I'm done. That's it. I'm never gonna buy you flowers. I'm never gonna hold your hand, and we're never gonna go on a date. Call me what you want. It's over. But that's not so easy for a female to say. Females can't just speak that boldly. They can't just come at you like that, So it's almost like a trap, I guess. But when they do that, they continuously do that. They always push that agenda that nobody wants you. I mean, think about it. You're a little boy growing up, and you have to continuously see this, And then you've got Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens and even Joe Rogan saying, forget college, just go to a trade school. And if you go to a trade school, you'll make $85,000 a year, and you don't have to worry about any college loans or whatever that is, grants, loans, whatever the student debt. You don't have to worry about it because you don't have one. But with that comes, I guess, consequences. You see, college is invaded by women and women only now. It's a percentage of women that's overwhelming. It's never been this much. And now you have a bunch of these student debt loans, whatever, and it's mostly women. But not only that, you have these athletes that have scholarships, and they're the Tyrones, and they're mingling with these women, 20, 19, 22 years old, and they're hanging around with them. And even though a girl loves likes on Facebook, yeah, the ladies like likes in real life. So your future wife is in there mingling with everybody, all the Tyrones, and you're the Chad, and you're in the trade school. That's another thing, because of the Me Too movement, you can't talk to anybody. I mean, I'd be damned if I was a white dad and I had to go ahead and say, hey, son, I'm not taking you to college. There's no way I'm putting you there for 3 years. And all of a sudden now they've got you on video staring at a girl's butt because she had a great butt. But you made her feel uncomfortable, and you gave her, you didn't give her safe space, and you didn't want to take the courses to improve yourself, and you didn't want to admit anything, and to put icing on the top, you're now a rapist. It's absolutely tragic. What they have is just this whole agenda to bring you down. I mean, everything is just to bring you down. And then with these movies that come out and show men that, I guess, how do I say this? Every now and then, I mean, I was watching Family Guy, and Lois is like, and yes, it's a cartoon, but still, Peter says, do you know this guy? And it was a black guy, the cartoon, and Lois is like, oh yeah, oh yes, I know him. Ooh, and I'm just like, why do white people denigrate white people? Who's in charge here? It's just funny, because I mentioned this before, but y'all the only race that does that. I mean, you will put him on a pedestal and take your white brothers and just step on the back of their necks. Glad I'm not white. The reason I bring this up, because now you have no confidence. Now you have to have swag, and you can't just be yourself and study hard and listen to really good music and play an instrument. No. You have to have baggy clothes, gold in your mouth. You got to have swag. And if that's not working from the neighborhood you're at, well, then you got to wear a certain outfit and know all the new rap songs and everything like that. You have everybody from Kim Kardashian to other actresses that are just chasing men that don't look like you. And I don't know. I want to just commend you for not. Yes, I understand that a lot of you kids just think it's over. A lot of you young white guys think it's over, and you have to pick up an AR and you think that's going to solve everything. It's not by accident that you shoot the girls too. I get it. But I want to commend you. I'm talking to you for not doing it. And as far as you grown men go, I want to thank you too. I mean, just don't do it. I mean, I understand, but it really does get better. Get your life in order and find out what questions to ask when you're on a date with a girl to find out if she's been around. It's so easy. They'll show their ass if you ask a series of questions by not asking any questions. It's really simplistic. You have to have a way with words. If you ever leave a comment, I will actually help you and what to ask her. Just to get her, just to get the information. But remember, when she does share the information, you have to tell yourself, damn, this gorgeous girl is a piece of she's skank, she's trash. She is the slut that you've been trying to avoid. So you have to be ready to say in your mind, I can't, she's already answered every question from A to B to Z, and she failed. Well, then have your way, have your fun with her, and then just don't make any babies. And that's another thing, though. When you do find somebody, make babies. I mean, come on, with all these women and feminists and your aunties not making cousins and best friends and brothers and sisters. I mean, I hate to sound like a Klansman, but the white race is diminishing. You don't see it. The only people having a numerous amount of children are Muslims and Mexicans. They don't give a damn. And every other Latin country with its Honduras, El Salvador, things like that. But mostly Mexicans. I mean, they're making babies no matter what. And so the race is going down. For you to think that I don't recognize it, I see it. I see it, I recognize it, I know it. And I observe it, and I have to throw it out there. I see it. But you have to learn how to be proud, and you have to learn how to speak up. And you have to learn how to, I guess, keep everything going. Solution. Tell your sisters what I told my friend. I almost said her name, but I don't want to say her name. But anyway, just tell your sisters, your blood sisters. Don't praise other people in front of boys, because it makes them go nuts. I mean, like I said, those words are really hurtful. You're praising another man for that doesn't look anything like him. And that's really sad. And so stuff like that builds up. Things like that kind of really, really get, starts to boil. And you never know when he's going to pop. And I think that's what liberals love. They love attacking the Christian white male. And this is coming from a Mexican. They're trying to attack us too, but what they do, Mexicans have a tendency to follow black people. So, and we do, we have a tendency to follow blacks as a culture. And so what they do is they try to emasculate a black man by making him homosexual and scared to talk about homosexuality. I want to send a shout out to Pastor Troy for keeping it real. And I'm going to make another video about him because he said what everybody's afraid to say. And when he said that, it was that commercial of Applebee's. It was a commercial. I saw the commercial and I was disgusted. It was the commercial of Applebee's. He didn't go to Applebee's. It was a commercial and his son said, F Applebee's. And he was proud of his son. I don't care. And nobody could touch him. He's not owned by anybody. Kevin Hart is. Tracy, what's his name? Tracy Morgan is. And Eddie Murphy is. The Jews will come down on him so quick. But this is turning into another level. I'm going back to you, my fellow Americans, my fellow Trumpers. It doesn't mean that you're a racist because you're proud of your achievement. You've done a lot of good. If black men can say that they were slaves, then I'm going to say, and you should say, that you fought and died for this country. You fought and died. You stormed the beaches of Normandy. You fought the Japanese. You beat Germany. You killed Hitler. And as your grand prize, you have to shut up and not say another word while everybody can call you cracker, honky, and say, I hate white people. And you have to shut up and take it. I'm sorry, that's not fair. Do I want people to come around and burn crosses? No. But out of all of these mass shootings that I've seen these kids do, they don't shoot black people. So I don't believe racism exists. Do I believe that white kid hates that black kid? Yes. But do I believe that black kid hates that Mexican? Yes. Do I believe that black kid hates all white kids? Hell yeah. But I don't believe that racism has ever gone to the point where a white kid has done something tragic to another race of kids. It doesn't. So far that has not happened, and I hope it hasn't. Anyway, I think I'm through rambling. I just wanted to share my thoughts. And like I said, solution, tell your sisters to shut up with that. If they're into that, tell them to shut up. And if you are going, and if you're a girl listening to this and you're going to start dating, let them turn it to you. Don't turn it to them. You don't got to become them. You have the power to make them become you. A beautiful girl can actually make a man change his religion. You know, Leah Remini told her man to listen to Scientology, and he became a Scientologist. He did not change her. She changed him. And he is the man. So if you can, teach him to speak appropriately, to dress nice. And if he can't handle just dressing up and cutting his hair and not smoking weed or whatever, what's up. No. It's going to be good morning, Jerome. Tell me good morning. Don't be like, what's up? I'm not in high school no more. You got to check him. What's he going to do? Leave? You're a hot white girl that dates black guys. He ain't going nowhere. But either way, let's try to change the world and change the atmosphere and change the attitude. Because you have a bunch of young kids growing up, and it's just everybody's going to act like Wiz Khalifa. And I don't want people to act like Wiz Khalifa and Kanye West. I want them to act more like, I guess, like Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra. Those men had a class. They were good men. On that note, this is the Make Sense Again American, where it makes sense. They're trying to attack the Christian man by just continuously making you feel like trash for being born. And that doesn't make any sense. I just, on Black History Month, I'm going to go ahead and just turn my head for one day and not praise you, but just recognize you. And it's never been said before by anybody. Who's going to say it? The person that has said the most is, as far as this topic is the Honorable Tamasha Sadahamid, which is Tommy Sotomayor. And he has said this various times, but I just wanted to go ahead and put it in perspective. I'm going to go ahead and recognize you on Black History Month. How's that? Poetic justice, huh? Take care. If this doesn't make any sense, makes sense to me. Hit me back.